Tapping in, all praise. Jah Guru Dev, salute world, it's the one and only master myself. We here live and we tapping in, all right? I'm gonna make sure the audio is working today. It wasn't working last time, so we'll go ahead and make sure that everything is in working functioning order. Y'all stay tuned. All praises. It's about to be a great episode. Today we're talking about sacrifice, all right? If there is no sacrifice, there is no victory. So y'all tap in, all right? Make sure the audio working. There we go. We tapped in. Yes, sir. Great work, great work. All right. We finished tapping in on this song, then we go ahead and get started. All right. Salute to everybody once again. I'll go by the name Master myself. I'm here and I'm ready to serve. All right. We'll start shortly. What are you willing to sacrifice for what you want? That's the question I posed to you today. So we're gonna tap in. All right. Salute to everybody. All right. Salute world, it's the one and only master myself. I'm here live tapping in from IMC Base 5. What a pleasure and honor it is to tap in with you again. All right, go by the name Master myself. So first and foremost, this is the Master's Table, all right? So there are rules here when we tap in, all right? So first and foremost, know and understand everything that I do and say here is done in an event of innocence, all right? So you got to take what it is I say seriously. Number two, this is for adults and adults only, all right? No kids, no children in the room. If there are kids or children in the room, I advise you remove them from the room or put the earphones in, whatever the case may be, because what I say may be explicit, all right? So you've been warned. Number, well, let me throw a little bit of light on here. Number 3, all right? Do not break the laws of the land you're tuning in from, wherever it is that you are. Number 4, do not no, I said that one already. You are responsible. You're an adult. That means that you're responsible for your own actions, all right? Going live on IG. That's all I was doing there. All right. So that's number 4. All right. You know, you're an adult. That means you're responsible for your own action. Number 5. I go by the name Master myself, and this here is the Master's Table. All right. Once again, it's a pleasure and honor to tap in with you. I'm here to essentially guide you towards understanding what it is that you got to give. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give in return for what it is that you want out of life? Right. Whatever that may be, whatever the answer is to that, you got to know and understand that that's what it's going to take, right? You're going to have to sacrifice something. You're going to have to give something in order to exchange with life, right? In order to receive, you know, you got to be willing to give. So what are you willing to give? What are you willing to dedicate yourself to, right? What are you willing to exchange with life? What are you willing to contribute? Like today, one of my contributions is this live stream, right? I'm here to contribute. I'm here to add to those who are willing and ready to tap in, all right? So as we tap in here, we ask the question, you know, what am I willing to sacrifice? Now, if you had to sacrifice anything in order to get what it is that you want, whatever it is that you want, is it worth it, right? Is what you want worth the sacrifice? That's the question I pose to you, because if you can answer that and be honest about that, then you're going to take steps in the right direction first and foremost, okay? So look, what are you wanting in life? What is it that you are, you know, next? What are you willing to contribute, right? In order to exchange at the level of desire, or to basically just get what it is that you want out of life, right? So we ask ourselves the question: what am I willing to give, right? in terms of what it is I want. Now, if what you want is really what you want, then the answer to that should be any and everything, right? The lifestyle that you're living, the friends that you have, the things that you have, right? Materials, if you will. Just the way of life, the way that you're moving right now, can be enhanced by your decision, right? To go beyond what it is that is happening on the surface level. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. The moment that you decide that you want something more than just this situation or circumstance to happen for you, or the moment that you decide that you want something, right? You have that something. It's something that we talked about last cycle, right? On the last Master's Table stream, right? So the moment that you want something is the moment that you receive that something. Because first and foremost, actually, I think this is what I talked about on my YouTube channel. So y'all, if y'all are tapping in here, you know what I'm saying, you may want to go ahead and tap in with me on my YouTube channel. I'm live there almost every single day, right? On a regular basis, right? But y'all can tap in with me on there, all right? But I was talking about, the thing that you want, whatever that may be, you want to, you got to know and understand that first it exists in your own mind, right? So there's an idea that you want something, right? Like let's say that you want more money. Everybody wants more money, right? Everybody wants more money for the reason that money brings you, other things, right? That you really want, right? What you really want is not those things, once again, but you want a feeling, right? So recognizing that's the due process of how we process life, or how things are attracted to us at this point in time. Well, you can know and understand that you have to decide on what you want, and then decide on what you're willing to give in exchange. So let's say that you want success when it comes to relationships. Okay, well, you're gonna have to give up, right, the negative qualities of your experience. You're gonna have to give up the uh negative habits maybe that you had. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to exchange with, like, on some level, on some degree. So I encourage you to find what is it that you're willing to give. What is it that you're really willing to exchange with life? What is it? There's got to be something. There's got to be some level of understanding or understanding that you can begin to truly engage with life at that level, right? So when you're clear on what it is that you're willing to give, then you can begin to take or steps in that path, right? And you can know and understand that, I'm giving something so I can receive something in the same manner. Like I'm giving up this. So let's say that you want to be healthy, right? You're gonna have to give up something, and that something is those bad habits of eating, whatever it is that you want, or whatever the case may be. Like just know and understand that's your exchange, right? I've talked about this before, the law of exchange. So knowing and understanding that, if I want something, I got to be willing to sacrifice what? Sacrifice the idea that, this thing or the situation or circumstances is it's worth enough for me to exchange with life, right? Like, if you want to have more money, right? You want to have better relationships, you want to have better health. That's the thing that you're willing to go for, right? Depending on how much do you really want, right? Like, what do you really want? Do you really want that? That's the question that you really got to come into clarity about, right? Or that's the understanding that the understanding that you got to come to, right? If you really want that, what are you willing to exchange? What are you willing to give? What are you willing to contribute to life? But I really want to be successful at this thing called going live or streaming or whatever the case may be. If that's what I want, I got to be willing to give my time, my energy, my focus, no matter what. No matter if there's people showing up, there's people not showing up, right? No matter if I'm clear on what it is that I say I want, or regardless, or maybe I'm foggy about it. Maybe I don't understand exactly what it is I want. Okay, well, I got to begin to make clear that what that is, right? I got to begin to design the path of how I'm going to get to what it is that I want, because all of us are capable of attracting or designing our life the way that we desire. The difference may be that you have yet to understand or understand once again, right? What it's really gonna take for you to get that, right? One of my favorite, scenes, if you will, is from the movie, Transformers. Uh, when I hear the phrase "no sacrifice, no victory," right? And that was like the motto of the actor or the character at the time, right? That was the motto. I think it came from his grandfather, or whatever the case may be. But that's a something that you can take on and begin to live from, knowing and understanding that you don't have something to sacrifice, you won't have something to win, you won't have something to. It's simply exchange, right? So it's knowing and understanding. Like if I want something, I got to know and understand that I simply just have to decide what it is that I want and decide what it is I'm willing to give in return for what it is I want. And then I'm going to shift into that vibration to where I'm willing to give. I'm giving what it is that I already have. Because once again, in order for you to receive something, you're going to have to give something, right? So give with the understanding that what it is that you're giving is enough, whatever it is, right? Like whatever it is that you decide, know and understand that that thing that you choose, right? That thing or the habit or the situation or circumstance that you choose to exchange with life, that is going to warrant a some kind of exchange, some kind of results in your life, right? So when you give up, like for example, probably it was 2 months ago, I gave up smoking, right? And I did that for 3 months, 90 days straight. So what I get in exchange? Well, I was able to create a program. I was able to, connect with other brothers, start selling products and things of that nature. Like I had a lot of clarity. I had a lot of focus. I had a lot of determination, things of that nature that allowed me to begin to, supplement my lifestyle, right? Add to the way that I was moving in life, right? I was able to build a momentum because I'm no longer, holding on to this thing or this desire, right, for me to quote unquote tap in or for me to essentially get high or whatever the case may be, right? So I'm aware, right? Like that was what I was willing to give in exchange. So now where I'm at in life right now is I see life, I look forward in life, and I see, okay, if I'm wanting to create the lifestyle in which I'm creating, well, what are my habits? What are my routines? What are my actions that I'm taking on a daily basis that are leading me to, right, what it is that I truly desire, what it is that I truly want out of life? And when you can answer these questions, once again, this gives you clarity on a different level, right? You can begin to design your life at the level that you desire, right? You can begin to truly experience these unique experiences, right, that are going to happen to you and happen to you alone. Now, I say all this knowing and understanding that once again, I don't think many people are clear on what it is that they want. Like, what are you clear on what it is that you really want from life? If you are clear, then you can know and understand, okay, now that I know what it is I want, what am I willing to give? What am I willing to exchange? This is a principle that comes from some of the masters, the ancient teachers, if you will, but one that comes to mind is Napoleon Hill. It's something that he talks about in his book Think and Grow Rich, right? Decide on what it is that you want, right? And then begin to move towards that by deciding on what it is that you're willing to give in exchange. Like what services are you willing to render, right? To render services, to provide service, to deliver service, right? For somebody that is wanting what it is that you have to offer, right? And the better that you learn how to do that, the more clear it is that the path begins to basically you get clarity on the path that you're taking, right? To get towards what it is that you want. Because now you're clear on what it is you're willing to give, right? So now you know what you want and you know what you're willing to give in exchange for what you want. Now you just got to simply follow that with action, right? So being clear on what it is that you're willing to sacrifice, what are you willing to give? Once again, the motto is no sacrifice, no victory. That's it for IG. All right. Cool. In there. All right. So let me go live here on the Young Hilly. We'll go ahead and tap in. Tap in, tap in on presence. All right. Right. So that's a simple understanding, right? Once again, it may be more simple for me because I'm, in action of it. But if you have not yet decided on what it is that you want from life, if you have not yet decided on what it is you're willing to exchange with life in order to get what it is you want, now's your opportunity, right? Sit down, write it down, like, yo, this is what I want. If you want $1 million, okay, cool. You want $1 million. Now, be clear on you wanting $1 million and knowing why you want $1 million. And then once you're clear on what it is that you want to do with that $1 million, then you can decide, okay, the next step, the second step would be, what am I willing to give in exchange for the $1 million that I desire? What kind of service? What kind of value are you going to bring somebody, right? It's simply just understanding that if you're of value to $1 million client, so much value that they're willing to pay you $1 million, then you found your way, your means of exchange, right? Meaning that you're willing to give your time, your energy, your focus, whatever case may, whatever that may be. Oftentimes, your time is not the best way to begin to deliver service. That's the way that we were programmed, right? I was programmed to, get a job and follow this structure and so on and so forth. You know that whole sequence, right? I've talked about it here many times. But people get caught up and get lost in that, right? Thinking that they, in order to get what it is they really want, they're gonna have to exchange their time. That's just not the truth, right? The truth is you gotta exchange value, right? What value are you bringing somebody else? What value are you willing to give to somebody else? What value are you truly delivering somebody that does not yet know and understand what value it is that you have to offer? Like, if somebody was to meet me right now, they would be like, Master myself, what is it that you have to offer? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to value, well, I can tell you that I have the spirit, the will, and the desire to overcome any kind of situation or circumstance in which I run into, right? One of my favorite quotes is, by Epictetus. He says, is it Epictetus or Marcus Aurelius, who says, don't embody, don't talk about your philosophy, don't discuss your philosophy, embody it, right? What are you willing to embody? What are you willing to take on as a living practice? Like, somebody can come into my life, see the way that I'm living, and see how much discipline is enacted, right? Right now, I'm beginning as of like 6 a.m. this morning or 3 a.m. this morning, whatever the case may be, I'm on a fast. You get what I'm saying? So I fast every single cycle, meaning every single every single cycle, you know what I'm saying? At some point in time, I make sure that I fast. I make sure that I take time out of my day and I'm clear as to where my focus is, right? My focus oftentimes, all of our focus oftentimes you get distracted by food, right? We don't know how much we're attached to food until you distance yourself from food, right? When you're going without eating, which sounds like a interesting, funny situation, you know what I'm saying, to go without eating. But if you're going without eating, it's what we call fasting, you're going to have a different level of clarity when it comes to, thinking in general, right? You're going to have a different level of clarity when it comes to your spiritual practices, your mental practices, your philosophy, just the way that you move in life is going to be easier, quote unquote, right? You're going to have a different speed of life. You're not going to be caught up in the trap of life. And, it's interesting to me because, not everybody is enacting the things in which I'm talking about, right? When it comes to, the discipline, right? When it comes to the fasting, when it comes to meditation, when it comes to the yoga, when it comes to the training, the physical training, calisthenics that I do every single day, right? These are practices that I have that have changed my existence, right? But it's because I'm willing to sacrifice, all these other things, all these other habits when it comes to, being distracted by this, being distracted by that, so on and so forth. Like, I'm just clear as to that's not my path. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to become the greater version of myself. And how I'm going to do that is by dedicating my time, energy, and focus to these practices that bring me a certain level of grounding, a certain level of inspiration, a certain level of desire, not even desire, but a certain level of experience, right? And allow me to supplement my life, right? And essentially, add to what it is that I'm here to do on this planet. I'm here to be an example for others. I'm very clear on that. I know and understand. Like I'm a living example for other people, right? I don't put my life on display, like at that matter, not yet. You get what I'm saying? Aside from what it is I do on YouTube and Instagram and things of that nature right now. But at some point in time, I know because of the way that I live, people will be inspired. And when people have true insight as to what it is that I'm doing on a daily basis, they will be inspired to take on that same action or similar actions in their own life. I believe that. I know that because that's the way that I live. Every single day, I'm dedicated to changing and evolving myself, growing myself, right? Delivering, the value in which I see, delivering the value that other people desire. You get what I'm saying? And I'm aware of, what it's going to take. Ultimately, I got to dedicate myself on a different level. Ultimately, I have to truly, 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 go deep within myself and find a way to deliver all the value that I want to deliver to somebody else. I got to be clear on what it is that I am willing to deliver, right? To render service, you know what I'm saying? Like to what level, to what degree, right? And so, I don't want to, go too deep into it, you know what I'm saying? Aside from, what we've already talked about thus far, but being willing to sacrifice, your old life, being able to sacrifice your old habits, being able to sacrifice the way that you used to experience life, and then deciding that, that's just not enough, you know what I'm saying, for me to get what it is I really want. Like, what do you really, really, really want? At the heart of hearts, what do you really want? I fast every single cycle for a minimum of 24 hours because I want to be in control of my body, to be aware of my conscience, be aware of my relationship to food. And so that's what I understand or understand every single time that I do it. Once again, not only that, but I know that I'm an example. I'm a living example for others. So, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give? Be clear on this. It will change your life, man, because the moment that you decide what you want to give in return for what it is that you really want in life, there's nothing that will hold you back from that. Everything is possible. Everything is meant for you to, like, if you have a desire, you're meant to get that desire. If you have a lifestyle that you want to start to live, you're meant to start to live that way. But you have to do the work. You have to put in and learn what it is that you need to exchange with life in order to acquire whatever it is that you want. All right. So that's my message today, man. Very short message once again, but I want to come on here and tap in, provide value as much as possible. Once again, I'll go by the name Master myself. I'm here and I'm ready to serve. Normally we end with this meditative moment. Right now I'm about to transition and go into my own meditation. All right. So you know what, we'll still do a meditative moment just for the sake of, I'm saying, time, things of that nature. And this will be a good transition for me to lead into my own meditation, things of that nature. I make sure I meditate, at least once a day, but twice a day is the standard. You know what I'm saying? And then daily training, daily focus, practices, things of that nature, spiritual practices, walking on a regular basis, studying on a regular basis, right? Creating, contributing, writing, reading, things of that nature. Like, these are all practices that I love to practice because they're an expression of the soul, an expression of the self, if you will, right? So that's where we are with it. Let me go ahead and set the timer here. We're gonna go for 4 minutes. All right. So wherever it is you are, whatever it is you're doing, go ahead and take the time to tap into your inner space by closing your eyes. to the external world and just start to pay attention to what's going on inside of you. The feelings that you feel, the energy that you are aware of on the inside of yourself, all of this is happening inside of you. It is the world within that creates the world without. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Breathe in the good. Exhale, let all the bad out. Breathing in again through the nose. Deep breath. Breathing in the good and letting out the bad. Feel your body relax. You're more familiar with the inner space. Take another deep breath in. This time, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it out. Relaxing even deeper. One more deep breath in through the nose. And let it out. Fully relax. Welcome to your inner space. Enjoy the next few moments of peace. Create what you want to create. Or just sit in space, in your inner space, and enjoy your inner experience. Before you open your eyes at the end of this practice, take the time to acknowledge yourself, appreciate yourself and the world within. You're taking time out of your day to level up in consciousness and to essentially get familiar with your own inner space once again. This is a place where everything comes from. Always remember your ability to tap in from the world within. As you begin to open your eyes, awaken yourself to your external world again, and take whatever it is that you got from this experience, from this meditation, from this transformational lecture, things of that nature. Take whatever it is that you get from it and use it in your day, all right? Look at life, you know what I'm saying, with this perspective. Even if you're just tapping into your own inner space throughout your day, be aware of this relationship to your world. I guarantee it will change everything for you. All right. It's the one and only Master myself tapping out from IMC Nation. Y'all know what it is, man. It's IMC TV. It's a pleasure and honor to be on this platform as always. And you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to ever tap in with me on a personal level, once again, you want to connect with me on Instagram, also on YouTube, right? Master myself, you know what I'm saying? Way it's spelled on here should be spelled, you know what I'm saying, on every platform, things of that nature. All right. So salute to everybody once again. Until next time, it's the one and only Master myself. What we say in IMC Nation is be the best and fuck the rest. What I say is knowledge of self.